He is a fighter pilot and the former premier of South Vietnam from 1965 to 1971, General Nguyen Cao Ky. Thank you for being here, General. Thank you. Gentlemen, let me start with you. General, you say we should let it go. You say Americans, you think, are a little too weepy about this. They make pilgrimages, they cry, and that we have a kind of a war syndrome. When they were soldiers, they were following orders, and we get a little too emotional about this. Is that true?
Well, I think, war is ugly.
Yeah.
But,
as are some of the people who fight it.
He's not talking about you personally.
Yeah. No, I was talking about you.
Necessarily.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, and so, I mean, we've gone through this thing with Bob Kerrey. The country seems a little bit divided over that. You think we should just say these guys did what they had to do and get over it?
Well, I trust Senator Kerry's story. In fact, 5 or 6 companions of the senator had the same account of what really happened that night. So I think,
but one didn't.
Yeah, but we are in a democratic country. It's 7 against 1.
Napalm on kids, that's okay. Nobody ever questions it. But if a guy on the ground, and I was on the ground pulling leeches off my ass, if I shot a civilian, then I'm up on charges, and it ain't right. They're still dead.
Well, my opinion is in any war, not only the soldiers die. The civilian casualties.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, but presidents don't die.
No.
Generals don't die. The congressmen and the senators don't die. It's the poor civilians and who are the people on the battlefield? Minorities and the poor. That's who die.
Why you mention about general? I'm a general.
That's what I'm saying, and you're still alive, ain't you?
No, because I'm lucky, because it's my destiny. You know my record. I'm not a general who sit behind the desk.
You're a pilot.
No.
You're dropping bombs.
Please, before I become fighter pilot, I'm serving as a platoon leader.
Where?
In Hanoi, in North Vietnam.
Fighting. So you fought for the North Vietnamese?
No, fighting the. No. But don't tell that the general officer.
Well, you were a general. You were a president. If there were let me tell you this, pal. If there were presidents out there, you know what? If we want to go to war, get Bush out there to lead us. I'll follow him.
All right, I want to talk about that.
You asked why the veteran American military support the president.
Yes.
Well, my opinion is the president of the United States is at the same time commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And I support whoever my commander-in-chief.
Yeah, but he wasn't...
Support doesn't mean I have admiration for him. But that's a different story.
Yeah, I'd like to...
But as a soldier,
tell me, General.
My duty and responsibility is to obey and support the commander-in-chief.
Everybody's talking about Pearl Harbor. After Pearl Harbor, a few months after Pearl Harbor, the Doolittle raid. We needed something. They knew they weren't coming back. They knew they only had enough fuel to make the raid over Japan, and then they're on their own. They could not get back to the aircraft carrier. They would have to ditch in China somewhere.
What'd they get?
Okay, that's heroism, knowing you can't come back.
They got an air medal.
No, for time, I agree with you,
knew they were
because
going
I don't think it's heroic actions. But as pilot myself, and I understand what happened. But all I can say is the crew, and especially the pilot, real qualified pilot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't deserve
I agree
a medal.
with you, not distinguished flying cross, but citation or air medal, something.
Or Air Force Commendation medal. Not the distinguished.
But again,
you cheapen. It's just like the Rangers got all upset because they're issuing everybody black berets. They had to